has been treated as invisible and untraceable. But we will change that, developing a tool that will provide the basis for undertaking future penalties. Because the spreading hate must come at a cost. A legal cost, of course, a financial cost, and a moral cost that platforms can no longer afford.
It's very common for people, for men like this, that speak like this, to not look very masculine. It's very common for people that bow down to civil rights rhetoric, to politically correct rhetoric, to try to bow down or bend the knee or to show submission to world governments, international leaders. It's very common for them to look very effeminate, because that's the effeminate trait and effeminate personality. And not to sound all like into energy and all that stuff, but maybe there's some form of truth to this on an energetic micro level. But you know, your thoughts over time, given enough velocity, given enough kinetic energy, can influence, can mold, inform how you look and how you dress yourself, and you know, how you speak, how you act, etc. But this audio is about people that use the word hate. Nowadays, hate is described as anybody who resorts to individuality. It's the way to get rid of individuality for the sake of collectivism, for the sake of collaboration. It's reserved, it's labeled towards people who oppose inclusivity, diversity, equity. Because if you have eyes to see, it's very obvious that the sky isn't equal to the waters. The plants aren't equal to the trees. That we see plurality, we see that everything has its categories, its differences. And that's what makes life great. You know, in the book of Genesis, God saw everything that he made, everything separated. You know, whenever he made things since day 1, day 2, day 3, the plants, the animals, the skies, and he looked at it and he saw, and he divided the skies from the earth, etc. And he looked at it, he looked at its creation and he saw that it was good. The Bible says over time that it was good, because this plurality, this division, not division of war, but this division of creation, how we see matter, creation, physical existence. God saw that it was good because it's a reflection of his creation. It's a signpost to his creation. That's why in the Bible it says, nobody has an excuse not to believe in God, because all you have to do is open your eyes and look at creation, and you see that there's evidence of a creator. There's evidence of an engineer that created all this stuff. And we see categories, we see differentiations, you know, especially between people. We see different types of people. In any country, those people, no matter their ancestors, their background, where they come from, where their families, etc., they have to be one people in order for that country to go somewhere, in order for that country to have a bright future. No country can have a bright future if it's culturally diverse, ethnically diverse. They all have to be one common people speaking one common language. But hate, it's such a word, a label used to discredit people who are for nationalism. Just like conspiracy theorists is a word used to discredit people that are speaking truth opposite what the mainstream media is letting on. Too many people don't think outside the box. They don't think critically and rationally, so they buy into words like hate or conspiracy theorists. It triggers so much programming from movies and mainstream media, news anchors that utter these words, and you know, the audience doesn't have any history of these words, so they immediately think. They don't even think. They let news anchors think for them, and they say, "Oh man, that's just a crazy guy," or "That guy's full of hate. He's a racist guy. He's a homophobe, transphobe, a bigot, because he doesn't accept others." But you know, accepting others, depending on the context and the situation, it does lead to your extinction. It does lead to you probably getting invaded. getting colonized? Um, do you walk up to strangers and do you hug them? Or do you just nod your head? You respect them as your neighbor, as your stranger, as somebody within close proximity to you, but you don't accept them or embrace them, like hug them, or because I mean, different times in different situations causes for different ways of acting. No, you got to keep it realistic. You don't know who this person is, so a simple nod of the head or a good day to you, sir, or good morning to you, ma'am. That's usually the neighborly American way of going about it. That's our social etiquette. That's our common courtesy. Greetings, waving to them, but uh, people are different. Countries are different, especially from America. We have our own unique history, our own unique way of doing things, our own culture, and being inclusive and diverse without, properly vetting people, that's a recipe for disaster. And words like, oh, they're hateful, they're bigoted, they're homophobic, fatphobic, transphobic, it's to destroy your sense of individuality, to not give you a say in what you want, to take away your rights. And here in America, we love our rights. That's why we love America, because our rights are God-given freedoms to us, from the God that we serve, you know. Um, and yeah, we have to be on guard and on watch for people that utter this such blasphemous rhetoric, because it's anti-American, it's pro-establishment, and it's a recipe for invasion through humanitarianism, through love is love, and all these sugar-coated words that itch the ear. They're feel-good words, that emotional thinkers will immediately get attached to. But if you have a brain to think, if you have a mind to think, then you know the propaganda behind it. And so you have to stand behind what you mean, your firm beliefs, and fight against it. And not let anybody accuse you of being non-loving, non-Christian, because you know your heart. You know the place that you come from. It's not a place of hatred. It's just a place of self-preservation, a place of intelligence. So you have to analyze, and you have to properly vet things and people. If they have your beliefs, if they serve or if they worship the God that you serve and that you worship, they have your culture, etc. Because you have to protect your family, yourself, your property. And if you don't, then a lot of people are just nice or kind out of sheer stupidity. Empathy and sympathy, there's a consequence for them being used unresponsibly. You still have to be intelligent about who and what you show mercy to. That's why a lot of people like democratic judges, because they're easy on crime for criminals, and these criminals go out into the streets and commit more crimes. Compared to conservative judges, they're more harsh on crimes. Not even harsh, but they're about justice. You can't be inclusive, diverse, sympathetic, empathetic, and let this criminal go scot-free. No, he committed a crime. He has to pay the consequence. Preserve yourself, use your intelligence. You have an analytical brain, use it. Don't let other people who are emotional, right hemisphere of the brain thinkers accuse you of being hatred or hateful or racist or of being a bigot, because you know your beliefs, you know your heart, you know that you're a kind Christian guy, but not everybody is like that. The whole world isn't like that. There's some people that are of good, noble character that could benefit your life. And there's other people that have evil intentions towards you and your family, and you have to keep them away.